Hey guys, today I'm going to do a review on some gloves that I really like. If you've watched any of my previous videos through the winter time, you'll notice that I wear them through the winter, late fall, early spring, anytime it's cold. If you're like me, I get cold hands. I don't know if I have bad circulation or what. Cannot stand it when my hands are totally numb. I can't feel anything. It makes the day miserable. I've always been looking for good pairs of gloves, and I finally found some about 3 years ago. I started using these. I'm not affiliated with Fish Monkey at all, so this is just a good honest review of a product. So the gloves are Fish Monkey Woolies. They have a long finger version like this, which is full, and then they also have a version that is cut off, so your fingertips are sticking out. So whatever you prefer. I prefer the long finger version for when it's colder, just to keep my fingertips warm, because that's one of the things I struggle with the most. Fingertips get cold, you don't have good dexterity. It really bothers me. I like to try and have as warm, fingers as I can as possible, just to make the day go by a little bit better. So I have some pros and cons with the gloves. Before we get into that, we'll go into just a little bit of the construction of the glove. It's just a wool back here, and it has like a synthetic leather palm finger area on the front, and that has these little rubber grippers on there. I don't know if you can see them that well. It actually has really good grip. Starting off with some of the pros, the first thing is that it is wool. Wool's obviously a natural fiber and is very good for fishing or just kind of being in wet conditions. It can actually absorb up to around 30% of its weight without being like heavy or really wet feeling. Now, obviously you can't put this on and just dunk your hand in the lake and come out and like, oh, it's totally dry. That's not going to be the case, but it is not going to get that really wet, just heavy, feeling. You're not really gonna be able to wring this thing out at the end of the day just from fishing with it and lifting fish out of the water, just doing normal, tasks. But if you go to stick your hand in the live well or directly in the lake with the glove on, yeah, it's obviously gonna retain some moisture. With that being said, they're still very warm. I only have one pair of these, so I wear them all day, usually around 8 to 10 hours during the winter. They do keep your hand warm all day, even when they do get a little bit damp. And they're also lightweight. I've had a lot of gloves over the years. I've tested a lot of different gloves. I have gloves that are totally waterproof, totally windproof, but they're just like bulkier. I like these gloves because they're lightweight and they're simple. And another thing that comes with that is the dexterity of the glove. So you see I put this on. I have great dexterity on the fingertips. I don't have a ton of glove overlapping. Like this pinky here, it's got just a touch, but I can actually kind of pull it down and it stays pretty tight. But I can't stand, I've got some gloves that no matter what size, it's like the fingers just aren't the right length for me. And you end up with like this on the gloves, and that will drive me absolutely nuts fishing using a bait cast. You're kind of doing relatively fine skills. You're grabbing smaller components and just having all that big glove overlapped. It just drives me nuts. I can't stand it. So that's something that's really good with these. And they also last a very long time. I'll put the other one on so you could see it. This is coming into my 3rd season wearing these gloves. And you could see kind of on the inside, they're definitely, you could tell where they're worn in and have some discoloration. That's just from the leather, but really held up nicely. Nothing's fraying on them. A few spots have kind of lost a little bit of the rubber pieces, like here. You could see the top of my thumb, or over here you can see it's a little bit more chewed up. This is, I'm right-handed, so I'm casting with this part. So this is always on the bait cast. But, ultimately, I don't really have any threads popping out anywhere. Nothing's fallen off the glove. They've just held up really well. So that's good. And then the other big pro is the price. These are from the website directly. They're $24.95, I think, for the long finger version. Maybe a few bucks less for the half finger, but you can get them on Tackle Warehouse, Tackle Direct. They're on there for like 21 bucks or so. So really solid pair. I would honestly, you could get 2 pairs if you want. So if you ever get a pair totally soaking wet or something, you could swap them out. Now we'll talk about the cons. I really only have 2 cons, and they're not a big deal. They're just kind of, it is what it is with the glove based on the materials it's made of. And the first thing is it's not totally windproof and not waterproof. But I will trade that every day with these gloves, just having this simplistic kind of approach, and these just do the job of keeping me warm. And the other thing is, since they are like this wool material, the kind of the mesh here, treble hooks do get snagged on them. If you've watched some of my videos, I definitely have had jerk baits and stuff get stuck in the material of the glove. But honestly, if you wear any glove with hooks, they're gonna get stuck. But this is a little bit more open. It's kind of like a rod sock type thing. But with that, they're also pretty easy to get out without ripping, a big hole in the glove or something like that. I guess one other thing I would like to add with these is when you first get them, being that it is kind of leather, it's kind of like a pair of boots. You get it, it might not fit as great you know, as you would like on your palm area or on your fingertips or whatever, but just give them a chance and use them just a little bit. Get that leather kind of broken in a little bit, and once it gets a little damp and gets kind of form-fitted to your hand and dries a little bit, that's when it really, you know, it'll be like your favorite pair of shoes, your favorite pair of boots that get broken in and they kind of conform to your feet, and you know, it just fits really well. You know, overall, I would give it an A, I think. I don't know what they could improve on, really. It's just a good functional glove, and it keeps your hands warm, and that's all I can ask. So maybe order yourself a pair, try them out if you're looking for a good winter glove, and see what you think. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that helped you guys.